Welcome back to Ask Sloan, everybody.
Sponsored by Zentavos. Keep more of your money.
Welcome back. This is part 2, Ask Sloan. I'm Sloan with Chicken Mike, one of my homeboys from the hood.
What's up? The hood, huh?
The hood, the neighborhood.
North side.
North side, Cypress, Trails.
Creekstone Village is where
I'm
the
so
OG
sorry.
died.
I'm so dumb.
It's all good. It's all good.
We haven't even lived there. We're the first ones to move out. It's
Right?
crazy. So yeah, Creekstone Village. Come
That was
on.
the OG hood.
Yeah. The OG hood. Super dope. So yeah, part 2. Part 1 was great. But we are in a crazy state of the nation.
Yeah. I mean,
what are your thoughts?
obviously, we are what we watch. We are what we hear to a certain extent. And having a lot of friends in media. So I have friends in independent media. I have good friends in corporate media, you know?
Sure.
Both have told me stories of each behind the scenes and what goes on. I kind of feel that corporate media has gone in a direction to where they steer as opposed to just report what's necessarily going on.
For sure.
And I don't know, can corporate media ever come back, or are we just looking at a bunch of independent artists that now, if you look at a guy like Nick Shirley, who has like a bill written about him in California because they were embarrassed about the fraud they were doing over there. So they had to write an entire bill to keep him from filming, like a fraudulent business. And so like, are we going to just block independent journalists per people don't like their viewpoints and just stay with corporate, or is corporate going to turn the page and start reporting both sides? I see some of them try and do it, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do it.
I think it's really tough. I think there's a few things we have to consider. The first question is was it really ever not partisan? Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, language changes, right? We have gotten to a point where we don't use formal language anymore. And in most of the news we watch isn't journalism. It's not actually journalism. It's called commentary, right? And so when the 24-hour news cycle hit, almost all the 24-hour news cycle is not journalism. It is commentary. Journalism is investigative reports.
Wayne Dolcefino.
Here's the facts.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an event. We investigated this event. This is the who, what, when, where, why, and how of that. Well, and maybe not the why, because maybe we don't know the why or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. It's the crux of the matter. But the commentary is how we feel about that. Or trying to create blame, right? And so politics has definitely eked its way into every aspect of our life. So I personally don't know if we ever had a non-biased media. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know that that's what the founders wanted. I know that would be great. And I know that we definitely felt like we had more of that at some point, but I don't know if it was ever actually that, But I would say that everything can come back. Everything cycles. I mean, look at your hair, bro. You're bringing back the mullet, dude.
Right?
Come on. So yes, I think it come back. It's going to take a brave production team. Like when Newsmax came out, right? True Social, whatever, all these different things that are like, oh, we're going to be the truth. We're going to be the new standard. We're going to, and they're all just a little bit more of the same, Our media is supposed to really inform. They're like in your friends. I mean, do they consider it a responsibility to inform the public, or are they really just trying to make money or produce a result? What? I think that's my question to you. What have you learned from them about their business?
I've seen, without naming names here, just in getting to certain criteria.
Yeah, no need for names.
I've seen people on the corporate side of it go both ways, where I've seen somebody go rogue on camera because they were tired of it, the narrative of being told what to report.
Right.
And I've also seen people very comfortable in what they get to do because it might not even be political. It could be lifestyle. You know,
Sure.
so like
Sure.
it all depends on what the subject matter is what I've learned from watching those folks on the outside looking in. All these people are like really good people, good friends of mine, but they have a certain way, and it's not always politically driven. Sometimes it is, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes you may have an investigative reporter that's more right center than they are left center, and you're going to see more stories that are driven in that direction, and that's toward a target audience. And so it goes back to you're always having a target audience, you know, and at some point it's commentary. You know what I mean?
Right. And then what's the motive behind the propaganda? Okay. And and if we look back at all of history, I mean, you look at the American Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
The American Revolution was started with propaganda. Period. And they call it that. Movements require messaging. And I think that we've had great movements, and I think we've had absolutely terrible movements.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so I personally feel like the issue is not the media, the issue is not politics, the issue is not whose side are you on. The issue is the perspective. Hate destroys. And what I hear constantly is, this is wrong. These people are responsible and they should be punished. Like, if I'm breaking it down simply, right? And so it is a war. It's not, hey, we disagree.
No, it's I'm right, you're wrong.
And not just I'm right, you're wrong, but because you're wrong, you're evil.
Yeah.
You're bad.
You're a Nazi.
You're a criminal.
Yeah.
Like we are. It's beyond ostracization, and I believe that every side is doing it. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm agnostic to the situation. I think the boiling pot is the problem, and we all need to calm down and find common ground in our humanity. I mean, I don't know. Did you feel this way? I felt like in the 2000s, we made huge strides towards being American and being humanity. It was a globalism even. Like, it wasn't even just America. It was like one world. It was like being humanity, right? Like, I really felt like there was great strides made in that direction during the late 90s, 2000s. And, you know, I don't know that I've felt further from that than I do right now.
We're far from true patriotism that we grew up with, you know, putting your hand on your heart and saying the pledge and looking at the flag and tearing up. And we're far from that. I think the generations younger than us have been in their ways and been sensitive. So, like, you know, this was another question I was going to ask you, you know, has sensitivity ruined comedy? I mean, like, we could go off on that in a second, but like, let me finish on one tangent I was going to say about the way people are approaching media right now and how media is driving certain narratives. You know, this organization, it's a law organization that puts out information on hate crimes. They're very popular.
Okay.
And they just were indicted. Their head person was indicted because they were funding hateful organizations to commit, like,
heinous acts.
well, no, just like go in, like the KKK show up at a street corner with all their cloaks on and screaming terrible things, and it was actually funded by this left organization that was supposedly informing people about hate crimes, and they were actually not found guilty, so they've just been indicted. They actually been indicted about these things where they're funding the opposite side.
So the thing they were supposed to be bringing awareness to,
Advocacy for.
or advocating for, they were actually funding.
Yeah, I got it. I got it right here. It's called
That's pretty tough.
right
bro.
here. Here's the name of this organization: the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Okay.
And it said it funneled $3+ million, bro,
And
toward different hateful
And so I mean,
organizations.
and so we grew up with the deal, like, follow the money. Like,
Mhm.
I've lost the understanding of the initiative, the goal. I don't. I heard someone kind of break it down, and it was the globalists versus the nationalists. Like it's not red and blue.
No.
It's not Republican Democrat. It's even more factioned out. So globalist versus nationalist. And then what was the next one? The next one was like, I don't know if it's communism versus democracy, but that's never stopped.
Socialism.
That's never stopped. I mean, they call it a new name. Like the communists always change the name. Democracy is always democracy, but we call it a republic because it's a representative democracy. I mean, it gets a little complex, but it's power, right? It's power and control. Like, is that what they're fighting for? And then do we become pawns in the game and helpful to the one side or the other? Like if someone's trying to rile me up, instigate, like I want to be aware that I am being manipulated into the fever pitch in order to act on a situation.
Sure.
And and I think that's happening everywhere,
What about the movement west with the Islamic culture coming into environments and not necessarily assimilating and actually even creating opportunities for themselves? Like if you look at like Mandami, New York, to change a large dynamic of way that city's going to look in 10 years.
Sure.
You look at Dallas, there's a huge community there practicing Sharia law, and I know our governor's trying to fight it right now.
Okay.
What do you think about that Western movement?
Man, I think
it's biblical in all senses, but
sure.
what do you think?
Well, I think it's really tough, right? We are the land of free religion. We are the land of free everything, right? Like we're supposed to be the land of the immigrant, the land of the religious.
But if your
person.
religion lets you beat a woman,
no,
rape her,
but
is that cool?
Well, absolutely not. Like I'm not for I'm for women's rights.
Sure.
Right. I have 3 daughters. You know what I
Right.
mean? I love my wife dearly. I'm totally for women's rights. I think women should be able to do everything that men can do from a societal standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
driving, education, all
some
of
of
those
these
different
folks
things.
believe that they're moving here and they're continuing to keep their culture, rules, and laws, which are very different than ours.
They're not assimilating.
Yes.
Right? No, I get that. And that's why I'm saying it's tough, because that's really what the essence of America is like come here and assimilate into the American culture. But that's what happened for generations, but that's not necessarily what's happening now.
It's not.
But the hard part, that thin line is whose rights are protected, whose rights are more valuable, whose rights are I guess it's whose rights are protected, right? It's like because we get so caught up in the protection of this person's rights that we say this person's rights are more important than this person's rights. Right? It's in the name of protection.
You're afraid of offending somebody now, so you have too many people trying to protect everything as a whole.
But they're not doing that, right?
No, but we've also gotten away from like what America really is, and that is assimilating to our culture that we've developed through a makeup of many different cultures.
Sure. Well, and I think that again, that's that fine line. At what point do we say, "Hey, we're going to declare this as enemy"? It like some lines are very black and white. Okay, the gangs of South America that skin people alive.
Sure.
Okay, like it's pretty simple to be like, nope. But there are religions that I don't agree with, that people are voluntarily a part of, that I feel like should be respected to that degree. Now, abuse, I'm not okay with that. I don't think that like, I don't think you can say, religion, abuse is okay because it's my religion. Like
Sure.
I'm like, that's not what I believe, So I think it's really hard, and I don't I don't envy our leaders in this time dealing with these things. Okay, but we are in a representative democracy. We are in a majority rule scenario, and we do need to understand how our system works, because if you want to be a part of those decisions, it's really important to vote locally. It's really important to vote regionally. It's really important not just to vote, but to get involved in the community organizations and understand where decisions are being made and being able to have a voice, right? Like that's the answer. The answer is not picketing, rioting, killing. That's not the answer. The answer is getting involved where those decisions are happening and you know,
Putting your money where your mouth is a little bit.
letting your voice be heard,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I mean, the picketing and rioting and stopping traffic, it's just so obscene, and it's all whatever side. It's funded by a greater power on either side of whatever argument you're on. I mean, these people show up at these riots with like signs that look like they've been printed off a printing press the night before, completely fresh,
100%.
super organized.
Vistaprint, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
And I mean, I know there are paid agitators. I mean,
Paid.
there's just no doubt
We've
about
seen them.
that.
We've seen them on TV. No, it's so that whole machine. Look, it's scary to me. Okay, this is
How do those people sleep at night?
This is how
I just don't understand.
This is how World War II happened. Look, either side, they believe that they're right. You spoke on it. They believe they're right, and they're activists at this point. They have been agitated to the point of activism. Okay, and that's my question: is what the sides that exist today, they want that. There's no calming that down. I don't know how you get rid of it. I mean, I really think if we look at the history of the world, the fact of the matter is every so often we have wars. And those wars calm the anger. Like it rises up to a pitch, and then there's a war. And then somebody wins and somebody loses, and then everybody goes home for a while, and then people start getting upset again. Like it's inevitable, I think. And as frustrating as that is, again, we need to understand the tools and resources that we have in the world that we want to create around us, and we have to be involved. And being involved is what I said, voting, getting involved with community, so on and so forth, like stopping the hate,
And it's also pretty much not listening to one channel. I mean, like
No,
one source of
absolutely not.
News, if you want to put air quotes around the word
Well, I mean,
news.
this is why I read most of my news instead of watch it. I don't even like to watch it anymore, either like any of it. Like I used to watch it all. I used to watch CNN, Fox, MSNBC. I used to really try to get a dose of all of it, and it just became, it just makes me want to vomit, bro. It's just ridiculous. There's nothing redeeming about it in any way, shape, or form, and it's constantly a fight. And
I think people are being radicalized by one source media too. Like today,
yeah, 100%.
you saw they arrested that young lady out of North Carolina.
No, I missed that one.
She plotted to drive her car down here to Houston, Texas, to Beth Israel. It's a Jewish congregation, and drive her car straight through the congregation and kill what she said as many Jews as possible.
Why?
Probably free Palestine.
Okay.
She's young, radicalized, I'm sure by single source.
I mean, there's a lot of anti-Semitism going on right now that's been pretty scary, and not just scary because it's Jew hate, but because it's hate.
Mhm.
And hate towards any group of people, in my opinion, is terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. That's like you said, like, how do people get here? Like, that's what I don't understand is where does the hate come from, man?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I just try and laugh. That's where, like, I like what I was asking. I was like, is sensitivity going to ruin comedy? Because one of the greatest outlets right now is laughter.
Absolutely.
And I got a lot of friends that
Absolutely.
are comedians, vastly different in their politics or whatnot. And I laugh at all of it, because all different walks of life, all different sides of the aisle, need to be able to laugh at each other at some point, laugh at themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that comedy's always been like that one thing people could always go to and feel safe in a room. But I don't know if like sensitivity is ruining like this generation. They're just like now too sensitive.
Well, I also think that comedy has gone pretty far in some cases as well.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You mean extreme?
Extreme.
Okay.
Yeah. Like effectually trying to be offensive to be funny. And
I think that happened, but think about comedy's always pushed that limit. So like Richard Pryor, Andrew Dice Clay,
I'm not saying that.
they were all people were like, that's offensive.
100%. Well, yeah. I agree with you. And so I'm just, I don't know. I want us all, the Rodney King, right? Can't we all just get along? Like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like,
No, Rodney King was beat. You mean Dr. Martin Luther King?
no. Rodney King said,
He said, "Can we all just get along?"
that's what I thought he said after he
Maybe I'm wrong.
he
Maybe
got
I'm
beat.
wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
I could be wrong. No. I could
Last
be
thing
wrong.
I need to do is go quote anybody that I don't really know.
I mean, this is true, but that's my point. Like, I really believe that I believe that debate is important. We're never going to all agree. It's never going to happen. But we shouldn't hate each other because we don't have the same views. We should figure out how to create a world that we can live in together and be okay with losing sometimes, and just go to live to fight another day. You know what I mean? And so I hope that sensitivity doesn't kill comedy, but I also think comedians should sometimes be just a little sensitive, to the crowd and not try to be so aggressively offensive. And I don't think it's an epidemic. I mean, I just think some comedians are like that. They're offensive, and that's cool. And some people like that, and some people don't, And that's why there's 1,000 channels. Like, turn the channel. Like, it's okay.
That's the
right.
point, yeah.
Let them have their space. The same thing with like the Sharia law thing. Like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. I don't agree with them trying to take over our government and make Sharia law happen here. Like I don't like the imposition of a belief system onto anyone, right? I believe everyone has the right. Like, if God wanted us to all believe the same thing, he would come down and he would make that happen, right? Okay. And so there is something to this effort that we have to go through to develop our belief systems. And if we could just figure out how to take hate out of the equation, man, the world would be such a better place, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that. I think we're so far gone with so many people that are so far down the rabbit hole of hatred that
Well,
people just see red all the time now.
we're pretty far down the rabbit hole. Bro.
People see red
I
all
would
the time.
100% agree with that.
Hmm.
Well, I think we're getting pretty close. And you had something.
Oh, dude.
You had a little
Silly
silly.
one.
You had a
Silly
little
one.
silly
Silly one.
something.
Silly one.
Yeah.
So, would you ever kill an alligator with your bare hands and a knife?
Would I ever kill an alligator with my bare hands and a knife? I mean, they're like, wrestling an alligator seems pretty scary. I mean, I think the short answer would be like yes, if like I was being attacked by an alligator.
If it presented the opportunity.
Like we're talking about fight or flight response. Like I got a pocket knife, and if this sucker's coming at me, like I would like try to dodge and weave and
Right.
get him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I would definitely fight for my life.
Do you know where to stick him?
But I wouldn't. I do not know where to stick the alligator.
You got to
with the
stick him
knife.
right in that little soft spot on the top of his head,
Okay.
right on the backside.
Wow.
Yeah, man. They threw me in the gator pit one time.
I remember
And
this, dude.
Not literally in a gator pit, but I got put on. They called me Johnny on the spot, and they handed me the knife, and they're like, "Chicken Mike, you can do this one with your bare hands. We're out of bullets." And they pull this big old gator up on and I'm saying big old. I mean, he's 6.5, 7 feet on the boat with us.
Okay.
And I had a pretty quick response time to pretty much do this pretty quickly, or it was, it could turn fun.
So like they didn't have him like.
I mean, they had it on a snare, pulled him up on the deal, but the snare doesn't do anything. I mean, he can totally
he can do
unlatch
whatever
from
he
the
wants.
yeah, because he's just basically clamped down on a piece of chicken. And so if he wants to release that piece of chicken and think my leg looks like a better piece of chicken,
Wow, bro.
yeah. So it was kind of crazy.
No, you're a better man than me, bro. I'm not going gator hunting. Y'all, Chicken Mike, don't let him fool you. We might have to rename him Gator Mike because he goes gator hunting. Okay. And we're going to do a little shout out to our buddy Chris Conrad and Bill Meeks over there at Republic Boot Company. And so they've now got a gator ranch and they're making gator boots. And
so the gator that I actually killed with the knife, I'm getting made a pair of boots right now as we speak.
Wow.
And my tops are a cosmic cowboy in space,
Okay.
riding a rooster,
Nice.
roping a chicken. I mean, roping a gator, excuse me.
Roping a gator.
Yeah, roping a gator.
I love
Riding
this.
a chicken, roping a gator.
Well, you got to come back when these boots come out because
Yeah, they're
we got to
gangster.
show everybody.
Yeah, they're
That's awesome.
gangster.
So we're gonna leave y'all with a little wisdom of the week. This one, I think this is the last one was love yourself. This one is stop the hate. Like, who is the enemy, right? Like, we can't be the enemy to ourselves. We need to stop the hate, and I don't have a good answer for you on how. I don't, but it needs to stop. Like, because wars are going to keep happening. And at some point, we're going to be involved in a different way than we're involved now. And, you know, I don't want wars happening anywhere. Stop the hate. And so ask yourself, how do we stop the hate and then go in that direction? That's my wisdom of the week. Because we all want a better place for our kids to grow up in.
Yep.
And I think we all can agree with that. So let's make it happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. Please tell us your thoughts, comments. You know, we'd love to also get some reference on topics you'd like to hear in the future. And we hope you have an incredible week. Thanks so much.
Sponsored by Zintavos. Keep more of your money.